So when questioned by his followers, Maharaj, Nisargadatta Maharaj, explains what it means to be a yogi. And one of the things that he talks about is the fact that yogis are really not bothered by anything that really happens around them. They're not in the business of fixing your mind, fixing the world's mind, fixing the community's mind, fixing the mind of the next door neighbor, fixing the mind of your mother-in-law. They're not even in the business of preventing his death, her illness, this one's problem. No. That is not what they're there. When you transcend, when you become a yogi, you live and enjoy in this world unsought. That is, you don't search feverishly for things that you want. Try to control feverishly the things that are not happening. Try to make life bend to serve your needs. There is no getting upset with people. There is no trying to manipulate people. There is no trying to change the way things happen. Rather, it's a flowing. It's a flowing with the river. As it bends, go with everything, going with the flow of everything, knowing that it's all okay. It's all okay. So if there is one mantra that you need to apply this day and every day of your life, when things are good, when things are bad, when things are not so good, it's to tell yourself, it's all okay. Just the way it is. Nothing that you do changes anything. It always works out exactly as it's supposed to work, in the order it's supposed to happen. And there is no one to blame. There is no one to blame. And sometimes I get tired of conversations. I've heard 5,000 explanations why Clinton lost the election, and 10,000 explanations about why this woke culture is as it is. Blaming. Lots of reasons. Everybody's giving their point of view, getting agitated. Why someone is making so much money, why someone else isn't. So much of this constant attempt to maneuver it so that it works exactly as you envision the world. But nothing is done by you or by us or by anybody. Everything happens on its own because that's the way it is supposed to happen. And the best favor you can do to yourself is to drop the doership. I should have bought that house last week. I should have sold that stock when it was high. I shouldn't have married this useless fellow. This should not have happened to me. I always have all the problems. Everyone else has an easy life. What are the thoughts that are constantly plaguing you? They come up again and again during your day. And it's every now and again, just to make sure your life is effortless, you drop that doership and just tell yourself, it's all okay. It's all okay, just as it is. It may not be perfect. It may not be what you want it to be, but it is. It is. And the more you try to manipulate, the more you try to make it your way, the more mental anguish you have. And all anguish, all suffering is mental. All anguish, even when you're physically sick. Pain is pain only because your mind knows it. You can be in pain and not suffer. Pain sometimes is inevitable. You can't help it. You have a certain cancer in your body, you have a stomach bug, you have a headache. But while you have that headache, you don't have to bite everybody's head off and make life a misery for everyone else. You can have a very healthy attitude to life. Do what has to be done. Take a painkiller, or do a little bit of meditation, or just go to sleep. And that's my solution to everything. When you feel it's not okay, take a pillow and go to sleep and it'll all be okay. That's my final solution. When it gets too much, I love it. She said that in one of his talks, and I've held on to that. It's such a good thing to say. We think our lives are so important. We think that what we say and what we do and what we achieve and what happens and the numbers behind our name, whatever qualifications we have, is so fabulous. You think your life effort is any different from that of the garbage collector or the person who works as a busboy? You think that anybody deserves anything more than anybody else? Everybody puts in effort. But one man has got a huge golden home and a golden bedroom, and another person is living in a shelter. Right? Through no fault of anybody. Nobody is at fault for how their life turns out. Life is as it is. How are you facing it? With a smile? Or are you taking it all on and saying, this is my life? My life. Because it isn't. None of it is there. It's all an illusion. It's all a mirage. You need to take ownership of this moment. And because in this moment, all your decisions, all your attitudes are being formed. How you feel just now is all that matters. You can be that jnani, you can be that yogi right now. And what is it that makes a yogi different from everybody else? He is not trying to change a thing. Somebody comes and says to him, to Maharaj, my son has cancer. Can you do something? Can you pray for him? So he says, how is it my responsibility to pray for your son's cancer? And even if I pray, how does it make any difference to your son? He goes through his life. He faces his cancer and he lives or dies. How am I responsible for it? I'm not responsible for this. What is a jnani responsible for? Spreading the knowledge. And then it's your choice, your call, whether you take that knowledge into your life. And whether you get the cancer, whether you get the job loss, whether you get the success or the failure. It is your choice whether you live life effortlessly or not. And this is why I keep repeating, happiness is my birthright. It's all okay. These are things I repeat in every class. Because these are mantras I personally use. Again and again and again, right through the day. And trust me, I use it a lot more now than I did last year because I planned 2 weddings. All the time it's coming at you, trying to control, get this vendor, get that thing done, get this done, get that. It's constant stuff going on, right? And honest, and really, I will reach the day and everything will kind of come together if it has to, or not. And it's all okay. This is the attitude that we need to adopt all the time. Because life is not the same for everyone. Situations are all different. We take our life situation to be our life, and then we decide whether we're going to be unhappy or miserable, or happy and free. Right now is all that matters. And right now, you have to develop the attitude that it's all okay. It's all okay. Exactly the way it is. You are not to manipulate, you are not to change. And unless you have this vision of yourself being in a very good place, how do you expect your future to open up? If you're constantly in a mindset that, like, man, this life just finished me off. I don't want to use any bad words, but you know what I'm trying to say. No, you did that to yourself. You did that to yourself. Opportunities came again and again. And you were always in this thing that, oh man, nothing works for me. It never happens the way I want it. When these opportunities were right there for you. Because sometimes when you are in a good place and you take a step, doors open. The only way doors open is not if you try to force them, but if you're in a good place. Because then you recognize the person that's going to change your life. The deal that's going to make things for you. The job offer that's perfect for your state of mind right now. The life partner that will mean everything for you. You have to be in a good place first if you want your life to work out. Because once you are in this place where it's all okay, it doesn't matter what comes at you, right? Because the next thing that comes at you, even if it's not to your favor, it's still all okay. Correct? And the next thing is all okay. And the next thing is all... So there's nothing negative happening in your life because your whole attitude has changed. And once you start changing that attitude to something all the time, expecting things to go correctly. That's why, I have a lot of respect for people who say God will take care of me. It's the same mindset, except they're giving it to some person out there somewhere that I don't believe in. But that's okay. But they still have the mindset of a vision that it's going to be okay. They are not going to take care of it, but this outside person, Mr. God, is going to take care of it. And so be it. If that's what you want someone else to take care of it. That's one way of doing the same thing. It's developing an attitude that all is well because God is going to take care of it. And that's still a good thing. That is why most 90% of the world, they follow this false God because it gives them that feeling, I can't do anything, but God can take care of it. Now I'm telling you, you don't need any God to do this for you. All you need to do is to say, it's all okay. This attitude is the God in you. It allows God or whoever you think has the power to do the things that you want happening in your life. It opens doors, it cleanses everything. So this is the change that we're trying to achieve. We want a good life, we want all those things, but our mind is continuously saying, no, it's not going to happen. It's not for me. Not, it happens to others. Gosh, again, it's happening to me again. Watch your mind, catch yourself, see what you're thinking all day. See how you think of yourself. I watch a lot of shows, and some of them I'm amazed by our last 15 to 20 minutes, because they're all about dysfunctional families who have distorted self-images. And we laugh at that. Right? We're laughing at that, but at the same time, we're saying, oh, that's me. I agree with that person. That's who I am. That dysfunctional guy who never can get anything through in his life. The shows that you watch, the people that you meet, the company that you keep, all of this decides how you're going to feel today. Getting into the moment. What are we doing with yoga? People get very obsessed with their bodies. Okay, you want to sell a gym membership, you want to sell a protein shake, and you want to sell a slimming thing. Oh yeah. They'll buy it for $1 million. And I tell you, for free, I'm giving you the trick of an effortless life. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it because they can't believe that you can do that. Right now, it's available. It's available to you right now. Just tell yourself, it's all okay.